Alright guys, what's going on? It's Battlebox Day, Mission 36, February 2018. This is an exciting box, very cool theme. Let's get into it. Spyderco Spidey Chef is the knife we're using to open this box. And this has got, like I said, some cool stuff in it. We're limited on space here, but we're going to make it work. The winter, I usually like these outside, but it's cold, so. Alrighty, let's open her up, see what we got. There we go. Okay, our sit rep card, Mission 36, February 18, is Active Shooter Mass Casualty Response Kit. Very cool piece of gear. Very cool box theme. I was very excited about this one. So, let's start with the basic box, $25. Your first thing is a North American Rescue 6-inch trauma dressing, which we're going to find here. And I actually saw these guys last year at PrepperCon, so I'm not surprised that, and Battlebox was there, so I'm not surprised they hooked up with these guys. These guys do some good, really good medical things, and some of the kits that I've done videos on. In fact, I think I have one handy. I think it's the same company. Huh. This is the same company that was selling these bandages, the ones that do the backcountry ultralight. It's Survival Medical, but they were selling these at PrepperCon, and this is basically the U.S. version of an Israeli bandage. So it's all compressed, it's all sealed. It's going to stay that way, which is great. It'll stay fresh. It's not going to lose its shelf life. It's, you know, it has a much longer shelf life like this. So a lot of bandages people don't understand sometimes when you just have them sitting out in the kit and stuff, they're going to go bad just like anything else and lose some of their effectiveness. So great thing to have in a active shooter response kit. That's $4.60. Next is the Battle Tack Tactical Molly Glove Dispenser, which this is really cool. I was excited about this. I saw this in the video they put out. So you can basically put this on your molly, on your chest rig, or on your plate carrier, or on a backpack, whatever. And it has a bunch of nitrile gloves. And when you open that up, you just reach in there and grab them out, and you can refill it through here. Genius, very very cool idea. Always have nitrile gloves on you, and this makes them super fast and easy to get to. So that is a $10 value. The next item is the tourniquet and shear pouch kit, which is this right here, which again is really awesome. Now, surprisingly enough, they did not provide a tourniquet with it. That would have been really cool. But this is a way for you to store your tourniquet and trauma shears. So, very cool. And you can see it says TQ on it for tourniquet. You know what it is. I've got a tourniquet handy right here. This is a rat's tourniquet. It's kind of stored differently, so I could undo the way it's done now, but I could still, we'll just put it in there for sake of the video. This is one I keep in my range bag for case of some accidental gunshot wound. So, yep, it stores right in there. I can unfold it even better. And then the shears should also go with it, and that's the other next thing in the bag, or the box, once I move this sweetness out of the way. This is one of most things I'm excited for. You have your Battle Tack, Battlbox.com, Rescue Medical Trauma Shears, and these seem pretty good. I've got a couple pair. These are pretty beefy, actually. I've got the Leatherman Raptors from a previous Battlebox, which I've got them in my kit in my car, or else I would have grabbed them to compare. But these feel very sturdy. They should be able to cut through just about anything, and then you can store them in the tourniquet pouch. I don't know if there's like a certain way they go in. There's no instructions. I'll have to figure that out, but I wonder if it's just like this. That doesn't really work very well. I'll have to figure that out, but this is also a way to store your shears with your tourniquet. So, based on what this says, shear pouch and tourniquet kit. you could probably just shove them in there as well, behind the tourniquet, or there's probably some slick way they go in, but I'm not going to sit and do the whole video trying to figure that out, but that's one way you could store it. So very cool, guys. We got some awesome products so far. Very good. I mean, everyone should have trauma shears. Everyone should have a tourniquet. A tourniquet pack is great. The gloves, the Israeli style dressing, the trauma dressing. Next thing we got here is the Gloco LED disposable triage lights, which are right here. So these are like little triage markers. And red is a critical condition patient. Yellow is observational stable, not in danger of death, but needs second treatment. Green is minor injuries, treat last, and blue is deceased, final. So you can actually mark your patients in a triage situation, which is very, very good. So if you're a first responder or something, you probably already use something like this. This would be really good to have as anyone's kit. Okay, so that is the end of the basic box. You get a ton of stuff. Basic is a great value. It's $45 value for 25 bucks. The advanced is going to get you the Halo chest seals, which I'm stoked about because I've been meaning to buy some of these and I didn't have any, and now I do. Halo chest seals are used for puncture, gunshot type wounds to the chest, back area, for to prevent from lung issues. So they're, well, that's all in German. The instructions are right here. Just tells you how to use it basically, but this is something I've been wanting to do because it's specifically for gunshot wounds, stab wounds, things of that nature, and they include those in the box. So that's a $17 value. There's 2 of them in here. That's a great value in the advanced box. And then the rescue litter is this crazy thing, which is awesome, by the way. And I did watch a video by Drop Force Survival on this, and this is basically a big stretcher, a way for you to move a patient, move someone that's in trouble. Now, even though it's much more compact than a normal stretcher, it's still pretty big, and it's not going to fit in the bag. It may fit in a bigger bag. Might be something to keep in your vehicle. Most of this stuff is actually where it's going to go in mine, is in my vehicle for an active shooter response kit. So you basically unfold this, put someone on it, and you got all these handles, and you can carry them away. So it acts like a go-to, it's just a lightweight stretcher. It's very strong. It feels like it's kind of like a tarp type material, so you could use a tarp for the same thing. But the nice thing is it has nice handles and such. So that's a very cool product as well. I haven't seen that before until this box. So that is the Rescue Lifter, $22 value. So we're up to $83 in value for only 50 bucks. The Pro is where your goodness is at, guys. You've got the Combat Med Kit, TCC Kit, and Blood Type Patch Kit. And all that is actually enclosed inside of this. And I'm actually just going to move this box out of the way so we have more space. Alrighty. So this is actually pretty sweet. I have something very similar to this, but mine doesn't have the MOLLE. Not the MOLLE. It has MOLLE. It doesn't have the Velcro hook and loop. And it has, these are some really nice zipper pulls. You got 2 side pockets here. I use a kit like this for my med kit right now. Very, very similar. It attaches to my bug out bag. So that's for my bug out bag. This will be for my, active shooter response kit. Got a couple buckles here. You have a nice area for patches here. You can put your blood type, which they include in here. You could also put like a medical bag pouch, letting people know that you are, that's what this is in case they need to use it on you. You have a pouch up here, which is nice. A little zipper pouch. A couple elastic keepers there. Yeah, the zipper pulls are sweet. You got, just set up just like the other one I have. A couple mesh pouches in there. Then you have your main compartment, which I'm assuming where everyone is. Everyone. So this is sweet. So all kinds of goodness in here. Check this out. So you got your interior pouch here. So all the stuff that you got, like this will go on the outside of this. The field dressing can go inside. You can put the tourniquet kit and shear kit on the outside. Add a ton more medical supplies that you want. It also comes with these sweet patches that you can put out there. So if you want to like identify your body type, your blood type. You have all these different types: AB, A negative, O positive, etc. These are all hook and loop, so they go on the Velcro part. You've got here a tactical combat casualty card, which is really kind of cool, and it even comes with a Sharpie and some medical tape, and you can basically triage, you know, a patient, knowing, okay, you know, it has a little diagram, you can fill out their information. So if you're in a multi-shooter situation or a multi-injury situation, you could help EMS, you could help first responders identify what's wrong with this patient, and that's very, very handy. So those will stay in the bag for sure. And then you also have these triage bands, which are similar to these lights. So that's kind of a little bit of a redundancy in the kit, but that's all right. These are bands you can put around someone's wrist or arm or whatever, kind of like a concert wristband, but for triage. Pretty cool. All right, so the kit is pretty awesome, guys. I'm loving this bag. It's very cool. You can set this up in a lot of different ways. It has a nice shoulder strap. It also has a hip strap. And the thing that I like, and this is a Battletech product as well, is it has this attachment, so you can actually attach this to a 72-hour bag, like I have a, you know, bug out bag type thing that I currently attach this to the front, and that way my medical kit is always accessible and usable. You could do the same thing with like a day pack, or you know, some other kind of pack have this available, or you can just strap it to, or just use it as a secondary bag, which is what I'm going to do. There's also, you know, I was thinking about this active shooter response. You could also use this for other things as well, along with the medical. You could use it for firearms, extra magazines, you know, for an active shooter response type situation. So just another thing to consider that you could use this bag for. So very cool bag. That is a $65 value with the patches, with the triage things and the cards. So you're up to a $150 value on a $100 item. Last, or box level. Why am I having a hard time with that? Last but not least is the knife of the month. Let's use my knife to open the knife of the month. This is an interesting knife. Very much fits this month's theme. This month's yeah, theme is exactly what I was trying to say. You got a little deck in the packet here. You've got this crazy, and this is cool because it'll attach to your bag that we just looked at. A Molly style clip here. It's kind of spring loaded. That's really sweet actually. Goes to the Molly, and then it has a Kydex type sheath, and that's how you get the knife out. It pulls out like that. So you've got a sheath. It is a folder. Has a flipper mechanism here to open the knife. It's very awkward in the hand, I'm going to be honest with you. Not the most ergonomic knife. It's got a lot of stuff going on though. You got a extra huge lanyard hole. The pocket clip is redundant with the sheath. I'll probably take that off and keep it in the sheath. But you could clip it to your pocket if you wanted to. You have a screwdriver right here, a flathead and a Phillips, and then the glass breaker is actually pretty awesome because you can use that to break glass, trying to get someone out of a vehicle situation. So this has a lot more uses than you know, just an active shooter situation. The blade, it's a liner lock. Has some pretty beefy steel liners, some standoffs, open pillar construction here. The problem with this right here is there goes your jimping. I mean, what's the point of the jimping when you got this thing sticking up? I guess it kind of works as a thumb ramp, but you're probably going to want to grip it more like this than this, because that's just going to get right into your thumb. I mean, you can kind of overcome it, but that's going to poke you. But there's the jimping right here. So yeah, you can overcome that screw. It kind of gets in the way, not too bad. You have a can or bottle opener. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything. You got a nice sharp blade, and you do have serrations. I'm not typically a fan of serrated knives, partially serrated knives. In this situation, though, for the style of knife this is, for an EMS, active shooter, you know, emergency situation, cutting out a seatbelt would be great, and serrated does work better for that. It's a pain in the butt to sharpen. N690 steel, so not a bad steel at all, made by Fox Knives of Italy. I've had quite a few knives that they've made, and that's not the flipper. Oh, it is the flipper. Well, that's interesting. So the flipper and this flathead screwdriver are the same. I wonder if that's pretty slick actually. And then you can use the thumb stud too, but you can use that Phillips or that flathead screwdriver as a flipper and to open the knife. So it's really interesting. It's not something you're going to EDC. It's just huge. It's thick. I mean, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to leave it in the here. And then, I think it was like this actually, yeah. leave it like that, and then have it on the pack on the MOLLE. That way it's always there and accessible. So I like the idea of this knife. It's a cool idea, especially with this sheath. And I like the... I'd like to see a seatbelt cutter, though. That's kind of one thing I'm missing here. I mean, the serrated edge will do that, but a lot of the triage knives, like the Benchmade triage, they have a built-in seatbelt cutter that's separate from the knife blade. I'd like to see that versus this just gigantic lanyard hole attachment here. And then the screwdrivers are pretty gimmicky, and I'm not sure what you're going to use that for in a triage type situation or in a medical situation. But the glass breaker would come in handy. I personally don't have a lot of faith in these type of glass breakers. This one actually looks pretty solid, though. I had a friend. Here's a story for you. Story time. We're going to wrap up the video here really fast. He is a former Marine, I believe. He was in the armed service of some sort, and he carries around. He's medical trained. Carries around a trauma kit with him in his car. Came upon the scene of an accident. Had his Microtech Ultratech, which does have a glass breaker very similar to this, and they were stuck in the car. Tried to break the glass with the glass breaker on his Ultratech. Ended up breaking his knife instead. Had to go get his tomahawk out of the car and use the spike end of the tomahawk to shatter the glass, which I thought was much more effective than these are. And I carry that with me in my kit as well now. But this could come in handy in a situation. Drop Force Survival did test that on some glass. Didn't have any random vehicle glass laying around, so I couldn't test it, but that it worked pretty good for him. So. But yeah, an interesting knife. Value-wise is there. It's a $150 knife. The Pro Plus costs $150. So your value is up to nearly $300 for this entire box. So the value is through the roof on this box. But, you know, I wouldn't probably go out and buy this knife. I would have liked to have seen like the Bench. I mean, the Benchmades are more expensive, but they're around $150 actually. The Benchmade Triage would have been a better choice for this kind of box. But either way, it does fit the theme very well. It's orange, bright, easy to see. It could come in handy, use for cutting out a seatbelt, cutting open clothing. That's what the shears are for, though. Like I said, the screwdrivers and stuff is the total gimmick, and I'm not digging that. The glass breaker could be handy. So interesting knife. I'm going to keep that on the sheath and take off that pocket clip and just leave it on the bag. So overall, a very cool box this month, guys. I'm thinking it's awesome. If you don't have, I don't know why there's just this giant ferro rod on the screen. If you don't have something like this now, any kind of trauma kit, any kind of active shooter response kit, go subscribe to Battlbox, get this box. This has almost everything you need. I would add a couple things to it, like some C-locks, things of that nature. Obviously some more bandages, but they've gave you a really good basis and some things that people don't think about, like chest seals and a tourniquet pouch and shears and all that, and this type of dressing. Very good stuff. Great way to start. I love the nitrile glove holder. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.